Okay. So, and you're thinking this is kind of one moment here, and this is a different moment, and that none of them are developed that much?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Well, of all these moments, which is the most important one? The phone ringing, or getting a cab, or paying the cab, or getting out of the cab, or getting to the hospital, or that you have a baby sister?
When I have my baby sister.
Yeah. And it was interesting because you did that one so quickly, didn't you? You said here, after all this stuff about getting the cab and getting there and the phone call, you go, then we went inside the hospital, and we saw my mom and we watched my baby sister come out.
Well, the thing is with this text said that she liked it, so she didn't say it actually had to be a moment. So I think I should just go back on one of my other pieces because there are a few other moments in other of my pieces. Like this one just started.
Think about what he's thinking of.
It's me and my best friend Charlie and his babysitter went to our favorite donut shop. I saw an eclair with chocolate frosting on it, and white, green, yellow, and red sprinkles on it. So I got it, and it tasted very good. But should I add to that? Or should I not? That's a question.
That is a question.
What did you say?
I guess I have to say about this. You want to choose little moments, right?
Yeah.
And this is little moments, but the challenge is to make it big.
Yeah.
Make it important, make it matter. Okay, so it's a trick to make eating an eclair matter. Right?
Yeah.
Great writers can do that. They can make anything matter. Okay, and this is hard, good work to try to make. Go into the donut shop and eating an eclair. But you have a moment that is a little moment, but it matters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think kind of matters about the eclair?
It's my first time eating it.
That was the first eclair ever?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
That stuff on the inside, did you like that? The cream?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to try to write this and rate it.
I should write more about this because we sat down before this last page. I got it and it tasted very good. I should just eliminate this shit and just write something that makes more sense than that.
Okay. And tell more about the eclair. If that's the main thing. Eating an eclair for the very first time ever. Right? We're going to have to bring that part, make that part big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good, George.
Okay.
Okay, off you go.
Okay, so now I want you to compare the last one that she had and now compare it with this one. How did she take a different turn? Did she use the same language? Did she talk the same? And it sounded, when I watched this, I thought, this little boy's kind of all over the place. How did she deal with that? And how did she help him come up with his ideas? Okay, but you go ahead and talk about that, then we'll share and we'll take a break after
She kind of did the baby story, but then, brought it back to the baby story, but then when he went off of it, she went with him.
And that's hard though, to when they bring out one night, I'm telling you, I told you like 5 minutes about the story, and then they want to go to the end, like that's really? And that's especially little boys, like they'll jump, that's what they're seniors.
He had other ones even.
Oh, yeah. But she was like, oh, let's focus on this, what can we do here?
It's interesting, she got it.
I really thought that. It's like, well, what's important about eating a kid? And the writer makes it important. I love that. The writer makes anything important. I read a book.
I thought that was cool. Or something like that.
A writer makes him feel.
What boys want to write about.
And make anything.
So after they changed her mind and she was like, never let my boys write a really really want to go down. otherwise this year, they might have added like a sword or a gun or something. But like maybe they were empowering the student, and we talked very intensely about how you can use those things in your writing, but if it is showing violence as a reader, do I really want to teach that? You know, is that something that I have to use when you're writing for a reader, whether it's you or a teacher or a friend? Do I really want to read about that? No, right. Right. Okay, I'll give you about 10 more seconds, and then come back to the
Stage by stage.
about 7.
A writer can make anything.
I'm gonna write it down in the ladder now. Can you just remember it?
I kept on my
All right, we're gonna really quickly share the writers that we'll take a break. What are some things that you guys talked about in your group? Those are different, weren't they, from the last one? They were different, but what kind of things did Lucy do? Great.
I like that she didn't, even though it did seem all over the place, jumping from one piece to the next, but she did say, oh, no, we're working on this one, you know? She just let it go.
That's what I heard you guys saying. You said she just went with it. Like she didn't push the fact, she just dropped it and kept going.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, now he's gonna make that one moment into a big moment.
Firstly, Claire.
Yeah.
And I loved how she said, this is a little moment, the trick is to make it big,
Yes.
you know? But I was amazed that that had happened 4 years ago too, and he was still on it. He must be a kid that likes to revise all the time, yeah. But even her body language, she was right there, whatever paper he was in there.
Not a good writer can make anything matter.
Yeah.
Reminding the kids that it doesn't have to be monumental about having a baby sister. It can just be.
Getting it for real.
Yes, that'd be a good story. But really, think of what you
had on vacation, we got, and we discovered them, and just like your mom, guess what?
Yeah, they came running back out, like, oh, get something to drink. Oh, yeah, for real! So my kids are surprised.
And your kids would love it. If you took that story, they would love it. They would love it.
So I'm sorry I jumped back in. Did anybody, like the thing that I really took from that is how you can make any small moment.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were all saying.
Hard not to read it as a mother.
Baby,
Yeah. Let's do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that it happened so many years ago, 4 years ago.
It probably isn't very crisp in his head to add solid conversational detail and.
I think that he was almost problem solving for himself.
He was.
And sometimes we think, you know, he's jumping all over the place, but I think, you know, by her just kind of, you know, adding some questions and, but he was actually thinking and questioning what he was doing, and ultimately I think that's kind of where we want kids to start going.
We want them to be problem solvers, and we want them to be critical thinkers, and we love to be in control, so it's so easy for us to say, well, let's do this. Oh, can you go here with this and lead them into it? But they can figure that out for themselves. They can do that.
Well, it was nice, it was like he was looking for approval of like, okay, where am I going with this? What should I do? And then she just kept saying, oh, well, is this important? You know, just things that made him problem solve for himself. Like,
Yeah.
he talked himself through
They
it.
did.
And what's the most important thing? Well, my baby sister, but there's nothing he could add to that page, so let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it's that art of question. That's so
And giving them the time,
The time.
because that's my biggest, I want them, you direct them a lot. You're trying to speed things up because I have other kids to get to. I've got to really revise mine.
I heard Martel say that I'm sure that if I was in that conference, and she said she would be, I know I would do the same thing. If I was in that conference, I would think, oh my gosh, we just spent 4 minutes on this one piece, and now we're gonna go spend like 4 minutes on another piece. But like you guys said, she dropped it and she kept going because it's where he wanted to go. It's his conference, it's his writing, he's the author. Your ownership, what do you want to do with it?
And trusting him that he would go.
Yes. Yeah, why don't you guys take a break, come back at about 10 after, and then.
That double right there, you know, and there's no one, whatever, well, that, yeah, I don't know.
I said I should move. Yeah, I'll break the bond. No one.
Tammy, we're gonna add it when we go back, okay? So I forgot about it. Oh yeah, we do it. It's a red button kind of